Okay guys, so I'm going to talk about the internal compressor on Wusik SQ200. So I have set up already two tracks. I have a bass track and I have set up a drums track. So let me solo this track, Shift 0 solos the track. And then I have the bass track. It's clipping a bit on my sound card, and it's not a volume problem, it's a bass problem. I'm using a very simple sound card just to take the audio inside my recording device. But anyway, I have the drums track and the bass track. The drums already added a bit of bass to it, but if I play both tracks at the same time, it's going to be very messy actually, and my sound card is going to go a bit crazy. It clicks a lot. So what I have done in the drums, actually on the bass track, if I go to the instrument settings, is Shift 4, because this is an audio track. If I go to the last page, there's my compressor. So I'm going to turn the compressor on, and I'm going to use the kick preset, because it works better on this one. You can try other presets, but I'm adding the compressor on the bass track, so I know it's a bit confusing. I'm adding on the bass track and I'm using the kick compressor preset, but it works. So now I'm going to go on my first track, the drums track, on the settings again, Shift 4, and if I go all the way to the sidechain, already assigning the audio to instrument 2. So what is going on now is the audio from the drums are going to the bass compressor, and every time the kick hits hard, it's going to duck the bass a bit so they don't conflict too much. So let's play now. So now you can hear that sounds much better, and also my sound card doesn't clip. And that's what sidechain usually is used for. On the compressor, you can see that it's that threshold for when the audio is going to be changed. How the audio is going to drop. Right now it's a hard, but you can go as low as soft. And there are other options like the attack and the release for when the audio from the drums coming to the bass compressor, when it hits hard above the threshold level, it's going to do a short attack and a short release. The ratio is a bit hard to explain, so I advise you to do some googling on how compressor works, because I don't know exactly how to explain the ratio, but usually it's 1 to 2, 1 to 3. In this case I'm using 1 to 5.6, and you can select if it's going to be a slow attack or a fast attack on the compressor. And you can see the compressor says compressor on, and there's a SC, which means this compressor has a side chaining somewhere. So it's the track 1, which is side chaining to the track 2 compressor. So that's just a very easy way to use a compressor on the project. Usually what you do, it's add a global compressor. Let's say you're going to the master, and you can also add a compressor there. If you go all the way to the right, you add a compressor there. So, but the disadvantage is that it's going to compressor also the drum sounds, and I didn't want that. So I'm just using on track 2 for the bass, and I'm using there. So let's try other presets. Well, that's it. I'm not going to mess too much with the settings. The best thing, to be honest, is just to use just the drum sound, the bass. So what you can do is add two of the, if you're using drum loop that you can't divide, just use the high pass filter. Actually, sorry, the low pass filter. It doesn't work very well, to be honest. Well, this case is not going to work very well. But you get the idea. The best thing is to have just a drum kick. Some people use a zap sound to activate the sidechain compression. So if you create, let's say, if you created a trance track that has a very high energized kick, instead of the kick you can use a zap sound to make a very quick and short reduction on the compression using the sidechaining. Maybe I'm going to create another video to show that. But the idea is very clear. If you check the manual, you can read more about the sidechaining, and if you Google for it, you can also find more information. So I'm just going to keep this video a bit shorter, just to show how to activate the compressor and the sidechaining, so at least you have something to start up. So that's it. Thanks for watching.